Hi, all my Young Living friends, all of my oil enthusiasts. Happy Tuesday. I'm here tonight to talk about peppermint. Peppermint um, oil for topical, diffusing, um, aromatic, and then also Peppermint Vitality in the US or Plus in Europe or Culinary in New Zealand for internal use. Remember, they're the same oils inside the bottles. It's just that they're labeled differently so that you know that you can use this internally. All right, so you can diffuse it. You can apply it topically. You can adjust the vitality. But just know that peppermint is a very hot oil if you have not discovered this for yourself. So this means that it creates a warming sensation on the skin when it's applied if you don't dilute it. So just if you have sensitive skin, you want to dilute it, or if you put it topically on and it starts to create redness or a lot of heat, just add some carrier oil on top and that will take care of it. Don't use water with oils because water and oil don't mix. You always want to add another oil to dilute it. So I recommend starting out with a 1:4 ratio, one part of oil to 4 parts of carrier. You can always dilute it more, especially if it's for a child or a person who's really sensitive. But you have been warned, and also just be careful if you get peppermint oil on your hands and then touch your face and your eyes. Ouch. And I mean, I've done it before, even applying peppermint oil on my temples and gotten too close to my eyes, even, and it will create tearing. Just close your eyes, your tears will take care of it. You don't have to panic, just breathe. It will calm itself down. All right, so we know this effect. It has that warming effect if you put it on your skin, but it also has a cooling effect. And this is courtesy of the constituents of menthol and methyl acetate. So these are chemical constituents of peppermint that make it cooling. So you can use it to wake up, refresh, focus. You can just open up the bottle and breathe it right in, and it will just wake you right up. It's like, woof, perk you up. If you've got a long drive and you are falling asleep at the wheel, make sure you have your peppermint, right? There's car diffusers. You can put it in, you can put it on your temple. You can put it, on your body. But just get it in somehow if you need to wake up. You can also rub it on your temples and forehead and the back of your neck. And just, again, if I talk about topical stuff, just dilute it if you need to. Instead of having a cup of coffee in the afternoon, diffuse some peppermint. There's a great blend you can use when you need clarity, like if you are trying to meditate or like come to a conclusion. You can use 4 drops of juniper, 2 drops of frankincense, and 3 drops of peppermint, and diffuse that. And it is yummy because the tree oil juniper just sort of grounds you, as well as that frankincense. So you can kind of wake up and focus without sort of being manic. You can use it in the morning in your shower. You can put 2 drops of peppermint oil and 2 drops of eucalyptus on a washcloth and put it on the shower floor, and just keep it out of the direct stream of water, and the steam will help surround, like make it into a steam shower to give you that invigorating aroma. And of course, Young Living also has those shower steamers if you want something ready to go. On a hot day, this is amazing to add peppermint oil to a cold, damp washcloth. So I like to put it on a wet washcloth and stick it in the freezer, and then you drape it around your neck. I also do this when I'm blowing glass, and it is super hot near the furnace or the glory hole where you heat up the glass. So peppermint oil is so amazing. You can also put it in a spray bottle, and I like to just put a few drops with water and then a few grains of salt or some crystals in there and shake it each time so that the oil doesn't rise to the top. So it just helps it disperse. But you can use that cooling spray for so many things. Like when I am traveling in the summertime and we were in Europe in a heat wave where there was no air conditioning anywhere, this was amazing. Or if you're at the beach, or if you are in the female season of life where you get flushed, it's great to help cool you off. Or if you are not feeling great and your body temperature is rising, this is another way you can do it. So great for anything you need cooling. It's also great for skin support after irritation. So if you've had too much fun in the sun or you have other irritations, like I will use it in glass blowing if I happen to touch something very hot. It's not for severe burns, but any irritation on the skin that it's really crazy because I have used this before when I burnt myself glass blowing, and I spray it on and the pain goes away almost immediately, especially if I hold my body part that was burnt, usually my hands, near the heat source. This is a homeopathic philosophy of like helps cure like. So most people go to stick like something cold on it, but I use the peppermint spray because of the analgesic effect, and then putting my hand near the heat, it works incredibly. You can also add it to body lotion and add some lavender and maybe some aloe vera gel if you want some skin support for irritation after too much sun or heat. Amazing for freshening things up. This is one of my favorite things to add to my dryer balls. You want to wait towards the end of the cycle and then put a drop or two on your dryer balls. And I just love the scent of peppermint. It's so yummy to me. So that is one of the things you can do for laundry to freshen it up. You can freshen up your carpet by making a carpet powder with 1 cup of baking soda and 20 drops or so of peppermint oil. And if you want to amp up the purifying properties, you can even add some Kanzia, which is another oil that is amazing. It was released a couple of years ago. I liken it to tea tree, but it has a totally different scent to it. You can refresh musty rooms by pairing it with eucalyptus. It really makes it like a minty eucalyptus spa experience. You can freshen up funky workout gear, especially if you have kids or boys into sports or even yourself. Just again, make a spray bottle and you can just, spray inside the shoes, spray the gear. Anything that you can't actually wash, you can spray with the peppermint. And to the spray, you can also add things like purification or lemon if you want that extra boost of freshness. All right. One of my favorite ways to use peppermint is for tired muscle and joint support and for stressed muscles. In other words, including the muscles of the head, right? When you feel tension and stress and you feel like your head is going to explode. Some of my favorite places are the temples and the back of the head and the neck. And you can also put your peppermint in massage lotion or V6 oil, or there's another oil that Young Living has called Orthosport, and I'll add even some to that. You can add some drops to Epsom salts and add it to your bath water to invigorate and yet sort of relax your muscles. So great way to do that. Again, oil and water don't mix. You don't want the oil to sit on the top. So mixing anything in a bath in Epsom salts is going to help incorporate it. And the Epsom salts are a great source of magnesium to help relax your muscles. So Young Living also has a lot of muscle products, including things like Deep Relief. And this is one of my go-tos that I keep on hand all the time. It's all over my house. It's in my office. It's in my purse. Because this roll-on, you don't have to touch. So then you're not getting the peppermint on your hands. So it is super handy. I love the deep relief. And there's a lot of peppermint in there. So yum. And you can check out my videos on essential oils for muscle and joint support to go a little bit more into that. And I'll put the links in the description. All right, if you want to wake up your scalp, right? In order to get our hair healthy, we need to have follicles that are activated for the hair to grow. So you can add 3 drops of peppermint to your shampoo and massage that into your scalp for about 2 minutes, and it will liven up your scalp. It feels really good. There's a couple of other oils I usually like to add too, like cedarwood, rosemary, that's another good one. And you can put it into your shampoo, which is a great way. Or I also like to make a rinse where I put apple cider vinegar and the oils in the apple cider vinegar and dilute it. And then in a spray bottle. And then after I shampoo my head, I spritz and let that sit on a little bit too. So it sort of takes off a lot of hair product. And it, again, wakens up your scalp. But just be careful, again, with the peppermint in the oil as you're washing your hair out. Just be careful of your eyes. Make sure you close your eyes. Don't open them. It won't feel good. All right, another great thing here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're coming up on fall and winter. The peppermint oil is great to help you open up your nasal and bronchial passages and soothe your sinuses. So you can diffuse a few drops in hot water and breathe in the vapors, sort of tinted with a towel. You can create a cooling chest rub by mixing a few drops of peppermint with some V6 oil or coconut oil and rub it into your chest for a cooling sensation. And this year, really amazing, Young Living released an over-the-counter Thieves chest rub, which again is in an applicator that you don't have to touch. So if you want to keep your hands sort of free of oils, these are great tools to use. So that's another avenue if you don't want to DIY. Seasonal support. So for sure, there's a lot of things blooming that are in fall for the Northern Hemisphere and spring in the Southern Hemisphere. So a great way to support your respiratory tract and that seasonal support is with equal parts of peppermint, lavender, and lemon. And again, these are all in your starter kit. So it's been found that the constituents in peppermint really help act like an antihistamine. I'm not going to say they are an antihistamine, but they help the body with that histaminic response, which creates the runny nose and the runny eyes and the sneezing and that type of thing. So you can diffuse it. You can also mix it with a carrier oil and apply to your neck and your ears. And if you're using vitality oils, you can put them in a capsule and take that orally. So speaking of vitality, right? So there is the application of being able to use this internally, which I love the taste of peppermint. So I just put it like a little drop on the back of my tongue when I need to freshen my breath. So this bottle lives in my purse. This comes with me all the time because as you can see, there's so many applications for it. I'm set, right? There's a few oils I always have on hand and definitely peppermint is one of them. If you want to energize and refresh while you rehydrate, you can just add a drop or two of Peppermint Vitality to your water bottle and get an instant pickup. And I will often use this when I'm working out for that effect. So in a 16-ounce bottle, you're going to want only like 1 or 2 drops. Don't put too much. It is super, super strong. You can also use your Peppermint Vitality to support digestion. So you can put a drop, or I would just put a drop in a mug of hot water to make a type of peppermint tea, but it's super more concentrated than having regular peppermint tea. It's something like the equivalent of like 200 cups of peppermint tea with the dried herb. Crazy. So that you get all that concentrated benefit in the oil. And that's going to help with gastrointestinal discomfort. And you know what that is. You know what you feel like when your tummy doesn't feel well. It can also help support normal digestion and reduce feelings of discomfort after you've had a large meal, which you should not do. But if you happen to, then you have this with you. It can also help with nausea and with morning sickness for pregnant women. And also if you tend towards car or seasickness. So everything to help with that digestive system. Add it to your favorite recipes. It is so yummy with chocolate flavored desserts. So like brownies or puddings or truffles, anything chocolate and mint to me is a natural. It's like a peppermint patty, right? Including things like hot cocoa, or if you're doing like a mocha latte, try putting a teeny bit of peppermint oil in. Again, maybe even a drop is too much for a cup of hot cocoa. So just try a toothpick full. A little goes a long way. Try a little bit first, and you can always add more. I also like to make smoothies with it. So you can spice up your smoothies, like your chocolate or even vanilla. And there's a blend I've done with pineapple and spinach and peppermint, and it's really, really good. And you can even add it to things like a pitcher of lemonade, just kind of spice it up. Again, start with a little bit. So these are some ways that you can use peppermint. That's a lot of ways. It's an amazing, versatile oil. Again, one of my family favorites, and I always have it on me because of all it can do. So I hope that this video is helpful for you. Give me a thumbs up if you liked what I had to say. Please subscribe, and I think you click that little bell if you want a notification when I go live. And you can share this with your friends so they too can see how amazing peppermint oil is. And of course, with Young Living, we know that it's absolutely pure. There's one distillation, not anymore. So this is actually just like the plant instead of like a candy cane, right? So we get all of those therapeutic properties because the more you distill it, the more chemistry you lose. And who knows, we don't know for some people if they're adding synthetics, which have zero therapeutic benefit at all, and possibly can even be toxic. So if you cannot eat your peppermint, I don't know what is in your oil bottle. All right, everybody, have a great week. I will see you next week, where we will be continuing the series on the oils of astrology. I don't know what comes next. I can't remember, but we're going to be talking about it. All right. Have a great week and see you then. Bye.